Welcome to Grammar Explained, a series where I'll try to explain the world of grammar and all of its beauty and endless Wikipedia articles. Stay tuned for today's topic, articles. To native speakers of most European languages, such as English, German or Spanish, articles are the most normal thing in the world. But what exactly are they, and what do they do? In English, both articles can be found in the top 10 most used words, with the definite article the being actually rank 1, and the indefinite article a being at rank 6. Just kidding, the most used English word is actually like.
She's like this whole situation. That was amazing.
If we take a look at other languages, we'll notice that yes, articles are very common, but many languages in the world are getting by just fine without them. So why does it sound so funny when somebody leaves them out when speaking English?
I am not a gas station. This is sophisticated laboratory. I'm in charge, so do not be touching anything.
To understand why so many languages use them, we first have to clarify what they do in a sentence and which words they modify. Basically, articles describe a grammatical concept called definiteness. The goal of definiteness is to let the listener know if the thing you're talking about should be familiar or not. If I tell you the planet is exploding, you should be worried. But if I had said a planet is exploding, you couldn't have cared less. The difference here is that the planet is probably Earth, or another planet that has been the topic of the conversation. If it is just a planet, that could be any planet in the universe. If you apply this to everyday situations, you will notice that definiteness actually matters. Like when your boss asks you, have you handed in the document? And you have no freaking clue what document he's talking about. Having said that, articles are always used with nouns or nominalizations. A nominalization is just a noun made from a verb or an adjective. For example, the singing was horrible, or look at all the good he has done. But the system that is being used in English is by far not the only way to express definiteness. You can group languages into different categories based on how they include this feature. The easiest way to explain this is to imagine a table. In the left column, we have definiteness, and in the right column, indefiniteness. In the first category, you have languages that use a special word for the definite article that is distinct from determiners like this or that. The same goes for an indefinite article that is distinct from the number 1. Languages in the second category don't have distinct words to express that and just use the former mentioned demonstrative pronouns and the number 1. And languages where this is a requirement are actually pretty rare. The third row is definitely the most interesting one, since articles can be fused with the word, usually as a prefix or suffix. And then you have the last row with no articles at all. Now, as it turns out, languages happen to contain one type of each column. Let me give you some examples. English uses the and a, which are distinct from this and that and one. German, however, uses a distinct definite article, but just the number 1 to make a noun indefinite. Ein Jahr can be a year or 1 year. All Scandinavian languages, for example, suffix the definite article, but use an indefinite article, either a distinct one or the number 1. In Swedish, a dog is een hund, but the dog is hunden. Arabic, on the other hand, prefixes the definite article. Qalam is just a pen, but el-qalam is the pen. As far as Slavic languages are concerned, they do not use any articles. Exceptions are Bulgarian and Macedonian, which suffix their definite article and have no indefinite article. In Bulgarian, grad is a city, but gradet is the city. Most Asian languages also have no articles at all. Phew, now that was a lot of information.
But wait! There's more!
So this is what articles do and how they function in different languages, but they are way more powerful than that and are able to convey a lot of information at once. The ideal language to demonstrate that is German. German has definite and indefinite articles. It distinguishes between singular and plural. In the singular, the gender of a word is conveyed, male, female or neuter, and articles are affected by cases, in German 4 of them. Also note how German lacks an article for indefinite plural words, exactly like in English. If you want to learn more about cases, stay tuned until the end of this video. In addition to that, there are other types of articles that fulfill very different purposes. One example would be a negative article. No man has ever been on this island. Or the partitive article describing a small amount of a whole thing. Like in French, veux-tu du café? Would you like to have coffee or from the coffee? Or le portrait du grand-père? The portrait of or from the grandfather. Last but not least, we have the proper article. It is mostly used in front of names, which is a feature English doesn't make use of. If we translate "this is Max" to German, we may end up with 2 sentences. Das ist Max and Das ist der Max. They almost don't differ in any way, but Max in the second clause is presented as familiar, already known, or the guy we talked about. Such fine details can be used to get a specific feeling across or to be humorous. Another very interesting fact is that articles in combination with gender can actually change the meaning of a word completely. Der Leiter is the leader, but die Leiter is the ladder. Der Kiefer is the jaw, but die Kiefer is the pine tree. Now, equipped with this knowledge, go out there and watch people who learn Germanic languages throw their phones and textbooks against the wall, as they discover that the use of articles is absolutely messed up, makes no sense at all because of exceptions like in school or by foot, are not used before uncountable nouns as in I like coffee, and are completely omitted in newspaper headlines. Thank you for tuning in today. If you want to learn more about grammar explained in an easy way, check out one of the following videos on the screen. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell, or consider becoming a Patreon. Thanks for watching and see you then!